All right, bows and bow ties. So look, as you can see, I woke up like this. I woke up like this. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna get myself together later on, but I figured this will be a good time to have this conversation. So look, for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm the Black Opinionated Woman, also known as a bow, and I want to talk about Wig-gate. Wig-gate. Now, it is not a coincidence that when you see me, you typically see me without makeup and all glammed up. I actually am for the glamorization of everything and makeup and everything, but I like to come as authentically as I can. So when you see me on camera, this is what I look like in real life. Okay. Why am I having this conversation? For those of you who've been listening to me on my channel for some time, I've just been talking about the lack of sisterhood. I talk about reality TV and all these other things. And I think the reason why I've been so vocal about such things is because I think when it boils down to everything, I'm just kind of, I feel a little disappointed at what the Black woman image is. Now, I know a lot of people like to say things like, "Oh, you're just trying to what is it they call when you're trying to pander to the white standard?" It's not that at all. I feel like with in each community there are some gatekeepers. I don't know if I think gatekeeping is necessarily wrong, but what I will say is people care, cultures care about their collective image. They care about their about perception. It affects business, it affects livelihood, it affects a lot of things. And so when I watch television, I won't say just um not just reality television, but when I see entertainers, look at the dark circles under my eyes. Oh my goodness. When I see entertainers, singers, and stuff like that, I see, generally speaking, now look, there's exceptions to every rule, but I see the same type of person all the time. Even Beyonce, I should have had a clip of her up here. I think I put together a little something real quick. So I'm just kind of like, she went and lightened, her hair. Like she's always had lighter hair, but like she makes sure like she has the same honey blonde look, the same long flowing tresses, everything like that. And where am I going with this? I just wanted to say that now when I see Black women on television, generally speaking, they all look the same. They all have the overly contoured makeup. Looks like almost like drag queenish, right? They all have the same bust down wig and the same hair bundles. Okay. So let me see. Let me bring this back up. So you guys already saw that thumbnail, right? Okay, I should probably, how did I do this? I should have brought it up as a PowerPoint. Okay. So what you see here, I chose this crazy looking mannequin. I saw it online because this mannequin looked really psycho. But you see what's going on. To the right, you see that long wig. To the left, you see the bundles. And I just find that most of these women look the same. Now, look at what you see here. What you see up on the screen, let me make sure you guys see this because I'm in another window here. Okay, let me go back to my window. So what I see here, there are three women that you see. I chose three reality TV women because these were the first three that popped in my mind. All attractive women, but I want you to see what's going on. To the left, you have Dr. Wendy Osefo. She's the Nigerian lady on the Potomac Housewives. And I've watched her transformation. Okay. She has like, in my opinion, I think new boobs, new butt, new face, new hair, new makeup, new everything. I don't even know who this lady is right now, but I typically see photos of her looking like this. You know, it's like when they start going towards their version of what glam looks like. And I just picked a picture. This is what I think, in my opinion, Black women think is glam. Now, don't get me wrong. These are really nice looks, nice aesthetics too. There's nothing wrong with this. In the center, you have Portia Williams. Now, let me just say something about Portia Williams for a second. Portia Williams is so flat out gorgeous. A little bit of a dodo brain. She's psycho, but she is flat out gorgeous. She can rock no hair, your hair, my hair, anyone's hair. She is flat out just a beautiful woman and doesn't even need all this stuff. She looks pretty without makeup. She's just flat out gorgeous, right? But even still, that's not to say that she hasn't worn short hair before, but glam, there it is. Same look. Then you've got Candace Dillard to the right, the angry one. And I know people are going to say, no, you did not call her angry. I called her angry. I said it. I said it. I've never met anybody who spewed this level of vitriol in my life. Now, I'm not saying some of it wasn't warranted towards other people, but she's another psycho one. I want you to take a look at her. I can't keep up with this one. Half the time she uses makeup that's lighter than her skin tone. She's got these long wigs and everything else, and she's overly contoured her face. It's very like drag queenish. It's not like fresh face. It's not like, I don't get it. This is what Black women, they all look the same. They all got the same wig. You all got the same face. All right, let's move on to this. Then we got the bigger hair. Right now, I use Dr. Jackie. I wanted to go away from the straight hair, but you'll see a lot of Black women doing this too. But primarily the long bust downs. And then I chose this picture of Cynthia Bailey just because I was just going to make a point. Rarely do you see women in entertainment or anything like that wear an afro. Rarely do you see that. Now, I found some prettier ones, but I didn't like the picture quality, so I did not bring those over. But she actually will wear afros and kinky hair and pictures and everything like that. What is happening? I'm running this through Canva. Okay, let's go here. All right. So I should have just put this in the PowerPoint. But yeah, when you see this and you see some of the other photos, like she is just so gorgeous. She can wear anything. And she has done glam with other types of hair, other textures of hair. Let me go ahead and get back to where you guys are. Okay. So I wanted to just throw that up there. And there's plenty of other examples. And as I'm sitting here, I wasn't even thinking I should have brought in some lighter women who do the same thing. Giselle Bryant does it too. She wears I want to say she wears bundles or something. I don't know. I mean, she has a lot of hair too, but the point I'm making is Black women all have the same face and the same hair, the same face and the same hair, the same bundles. So where am I going with this? I wrote a couple of things down. Number one, I think that Black women, you've heard me in other videos, I talk about we want to be seen, right? And I feel like the way they believe, this is, hold on, let me put my little situation up here. I believe that Black women feel the only way they can be seen is if they look like, well, let's go back. Let's go back. If they look like this. I think that's the way they feel like is if they look like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I am setting myself up for a whole bunch of hee-haws with my rat's nest hair situation because it's not done. I will do my hair later and I will make sure I have a light makeup so I don't scare the population. But I feel like the way Black women look at glam, for them, glam equals a bust down and wig. Okay, so as I've already showed, there was the picture of Cynthia Bailey in a wig that like Afro wig. We don't consider our hair in its natural state glam. And let me just say, I want to make sure I point out again, there's nothing wrong with wearing straight hair. Let me tell you something. So I just want to say, hold on. Let me bring my situation up, my whole situation. Let me go ahead and put up my certificate of hypocrisy here, okay? Because you guys have seen me in extensions. You've seen me in my little Afro situation. You've seen me in extensions. I need to do something with this today. You've seen me with it all. I'm here for everything. I don't wear wigs because it's just hot. I just don't like wigs. So I personally don't wear wigs. But I also think glam does not necessarily mean a bust down and bundles. That's one way of showing glam. But I'm finding that most of the women that look like me when they get on television or in entertainment, glam to them is I must look as European as possible. So I have to have this long wig. I need to have a bust down. I need to have a lot of bundles. And I need to be so contoured so that I can make my nose look so small. See, I have a really big nose. It is what it is. This is how I was born. I still think I'm cute though. You can't tell me that I'm not cute, honey. Raccoon eyes and all. The point I'm making is they overly contour everything. And I honestly believe I've seen other pictures of Wendy Asafo. They lighten their skin. I don't believe Portia does that, but that's what they think is glam. So black women, I, I, I think we got the market cornered on hair. I think we do. Now, before you start saying it's not just black women, I am aware that white women wear a lot of wigs and a lot of hair pieces too. But I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about women who look like me. These women look like me. Okay. They are chasing after. I see so many women chasing the same aesthetic. They're all chasing the same aesthetic. I'm gonna move on to the next thing. Now, this is going to be a little inflammatory. I think this, like, what I'm going to say is going to be a little inflammatory, but it's going to be sad. I believe the women are chasing this aesthetic for not just societal acceptance, but I think it's more so for mate selection. Now, these women are all married. But a lot of women who look like me are chasing this aesthetic because of the perception of what is happening in our community. And they're not entirely wrong. But the fact of the matter is, men who look like me oftentimes, even though they say they don't, they want something other than black women. They want a woman to have more Eurocentric features. Now, we know there's many black men who aren't chasing that too, but I think what they're seeing in the media, especially like maybe with the athletes, the entertainers, etc., they're seeing these men chase women who have a certain aesthetic. So I believe that many women are chasing that aesthetic. They want to look as European as possible in order to attract, to acquire this mate. Because the men that they're looking at, I'm guessing these are just my opinions, they want a certain aesthetic. They want the long bust down hair. They want this. And they don't want kinky. They don't want like what I got going on. They want that look. They say they want natural, but what I think is promoted on television, because you got to remember people are, influenced by what they see. They're seeing something else. So there's like a cognitive dissonance, right? There's a cognitive dissonance where it's like people are saying we want natural, we want this, but what they're seeing that's being promoted are BBLs, bust downs, and highly contoured faces. Okay. So I believe a lot of women are going for this look because they believe this is what men want. You guys like my cut, by the way? Yes, black opinionated women. Ew. So that's why I think they're chasing this aesthetic. Part of it is mate selection. I believe that black women think that in order to, and I shouldn't have to qualify everything, but many black women believe in order to attract a mate, this is what men are looking for. And it very well could be true. But women, a lot of black women, that, like I said, if you just turn on any reality television, look at what they look like. They all look the same. They look the same. I can't remember the last time I saw someone get on television with their natural hair like mine, right? I mean, I understand like if you're in entertainment, like let's say like you're modeling or something, I totally get all the hair pieces and stuff like that. Like I get it. But like you never really see someone get on television and wear their hair like this. I mean, if it was done, I mean, this is a situation going on here, but you don't see them do that. No, they're going to have a bust down. And they're going to be so contoured. They're going to make sure their nose looks like this. Well, it was a bad example. That's a bad example. Anyway, let's move on. I think so. This is gonna sound like I'm riding the fence, and I'm gonna kind of confuse myself. I'm gonna give you my third reason what's going on with Wig-gate. I feel like oftentimes Black women set a lot of beauty standards, but they're also chasing the European beauty standard. And I don't even know if I can even say that in the same sentence. It seems almost like not quite an oxymoron. It's not quite an oxymoron, but we set a lot of beauty standards. Like we're the only ones still doing that ugly baby hair thing, right? I think that is such an ugly trend. And it's like you're pulling your hair from back here, you're pulling it all down here and then doing all it's so weird and creepy. And I'm like, how do you not break out on your face with all that crap on your head, but on your face? But that's a whole other thing. We set a lot of beauty standards, but I think also what's happening with Wig-gate is I think for a lot of Black women, that is a way for them to get closer to the European beauty standard. You don't really see when they say it's time to get glam, they don't go get an afro or wear their afro because they don't think that their hair is glam, that their hair is beautiful, that their hair is feminine. I don't care what anybody says. You know, I saw somewhere they say behavior is language. That's why there's a cognitive dissonance, right? When you talk, you say one thing, but your actions don't match what you say or believe. So they are going closer. They're chasing a European beauty standard, which is so strange to me because oftentimes we set trends as part of pop culture. But it's such a shame because when I see these women, let me see if I can make this larger. Can I make this larger? I don't know if I can make it larger. Wait, what am I doing? What's happening right now? I don't know how to make it larger. There we go. When I see these women, like they're just beautiful women, although I think the one on the right is ugly on the inside. But I think the one on the left is definitely insecure, based off of what I've seen on television or what has been reported. But you never know. I mean, I don't know these ladies intimately, and I've stopped watching much of what they're in because I think it's silly. But like going back to what I was saying, these women, I think they think that if I have a long bust down wig or bundles, that is feminine. That's beautiful. That's the standard. And so they're chasing it hard. All right, I'm moving on to this next one, which I just started to touch on is the low self-esteem thing. I believe, these are my opinions. I believe that many of them don't like their look, with the exception of probably Portia, because Portia will do anything. Portia, I haven't seen her in an afro, but she's beautiful. But I think she also knows that I think maybe she has a texture of hair that is so versatile that I heard somewhere she made a comment somewhere about how I don't know where I read it. She was talking about allegedly. She was like people thought she was something else mixed with something else. I can't remember the words, but I was like, miss me, come on. Where I'm going with this is I don't believe that many of these women like what they look like without all the trappings. I am not convinced. I believe Cynthia Bailey will do anything. She'll wear anything. I think Cynthia Bailey will wear short hair, long hair, ponytail, an afro, a bust down, a no down, an any down. But many of the women out here, I think they believe like their natural look, their aesthetic is not good enough. I know Dr. Wendy Osefo doesn't. I look at her, now don't get me wrong, she has definitely had a glow up, but she has done everything to run away from what she looks like. Everything. Between her and Candace, I feel like even like their foundation is so light. I mean, you have to have certain parts that are lighter for your face, right? But I I just feel like I don't think they like who they are. I don't care what they say. I just feel like what you show and what you say are just two different things. I'm just saying. I just feel like many of the Black women are so desperate to be seen and to be heard and to be valued and to be desired and to be considered beautiful. And I feel like if we had created the standard within our community and we started to affirm each other versus engaging in shading and reading and dragging, I think that our self esteem over time would be elevated. But like I said, we're in this culture now where we have to tear each other down. And part of it's just because there is a premium on resources and notoriety, and resources include men who love you or whatever, right? So if the perception is that men who look like you or any man want something that's more Eurocentric, they're going to try to get closer to that standard or that aesthetic. And then they have to extinguish the fire of other women in order to elevate their own, in order to light their own. I said what I said. Um, I just think that also too, you'll see women who are wearing this look, going for this look, wearing this hair because the kinkier look is not widely accepted. It's not widely promoted. I think I have some of my old things in here. Let me see. I've got all kinds of different looks. There's one. Yeah, that was a whole situation. What was going on under that cap? Well, this is whole straight hair. Here's mine. It is kinky under there. This is a situation. Yep. Yeah, these are some of my old thumbnails, right? Let me see. I'm not in any of those. Yeah. So what happens is, like I said, you don't see too much of society promoting women with their natural hair. You just don't see it. They'll promote maybe someone who's biracial because they have curls, but someone who's an unambiguous Black woman, no, they're not going to promote that natural look. And then this is the thing I wrote down. What did I write? What note was this? Could this be seen as cultural appropriation? I'm not sure if it qualifies, but Black women want to wear their hair like others. Problem is, it could be damaging, so they're spending lots of time hiding their hair. Okay, so I think where I was going with that was, is this considered cultural appropriation? I would still say no, because Black women have all kinds of hair. We have all kinds of textures. You can look at mine right now. Can you see mine up close? You see my texture? I have a regular Black woman's hair. That's what it is. Let me get closer. You see my hair? You see my I can't even. You see, regular kinky Black hair. This is a whole situation here. Um, it is what it is. But Black women have various textures of hair. Okay. My sister, beneath me, I have two sisters beneath me. Her hair is probably less kinkier than mine. The one that's younger has, I would say it's the same texture as mine, but hers is a little finer, right? I think she has more versatility. Mine is just a whole hot mess. And I'm just not that committed to fab to glam. Now, if I were to go get my hair professionally done, it'll look real silky and all, it looks great. I never do. That's why I look a mess. The point I'm going is, where I'm going with it is, I don't think it's cultural appropriation because Black women have straight hair, curly hair, kinky hair. We have it all. So, but I do feel like for those who don't typically, because most of our hair grows up and then out, right? And for many people who don't look like us, their hair grows down. And I think many Black women are trying to chase that aesthetic because for a variety of reasons. I'm like starting to circle, but anyway, I think you guys got the point. But yeah, I definitely think that Black women in general are not valuing their own look, their own aesthetic. We set a lot of trends, and yet we're chasing that European aesthetic. And let me just say for the record, the Eurocentric aesthetic is beautiful too. I just think women are beautiful. God made us to be so alluring and beautiful so that men will look at us. I think really like white, like pale women, beautiful, especially if they have maybe green eyes or something like that, or someone with red hair or red curly hair or whatever it is, right? Or maybe someone with some freckles. Gorgeous. All the way down to the brown girls. Absolutely. It's just, we just have like women are just so beautiful. I think there are various aesthetics that are gorgeous, to include those who may be blonde, right? But then I look at Black women and we are so unique and diverse. And it's so beautiful too. And I feel like so many Black women are not embracing that. They don't believe it. They don't. Mm-mm. So what happens is, like I said, they are doing everything they can to change their look. I guarantee if you look at red carpet or award shows or whatever, you're not going to see a Black woman with big hair, like very few anyway. You may see them sleek it all the way down, and I love that look too. If I was good at sleeking mine down, I would. I try, but then my arms get tired, and yeah. But you won't see it. They're gonna look like what you see here on this thumbnail. I feel like it's almost scandalous. So getting back to Wig-gate, because I'm just so shady. I don't know why I enjoyed this thumbnail because it's so psycho. The mannequin looks psycho. The one eye is cocked to the one eye is cocked to the side. I was like, yo, this mannequin is psycho. But when I look on television, and you'll see it for yourselves, these women all look the same. They have the same face, the same makeup, they have the same hair, the same BBL, and the same boobs. I wish I had a rack. I really do. They wouldn't be able to talk to me. I'd be so unprofessional, but I don't. It is what it is. By the way, completely unrelated to this, I lost a few pounds. I don't know if they're going to stay off, but I lost a few. So y'all need to give me a whole hand clap and tell me how good I'm doing. It's not that much. I'm sure I'll eat it all back today. Anyway. And I have to go cook some stuff. All right, I just wanted to throw that out there on Wig-gate. I just wanted to talk about some of the reasons why we are choosing the hair textures, the hairstyles that we are choosing. I feel like, yeah, we got a lot of reasons, and a lot of reasons we don't even like our own look. And we think that what is feminine is something more European. Um, we're chasing a completely different aesthetic. We think that if we look like something other than who we are, it's more feminine and it helps us attract a mate and it helps us with opportunities. It helps us get a leg up in acquiring resources. I mean, think about it. The most attractive women the most attractive women are the ones who are typically on television, right? Even down to your newscasters. They're typically slim. They're typically very pretty, but they also typically have a certain aesthetic, right? So, and I guess that's considered more feminine. But all right, I'm curious what your thoughts are. I need to get off of here. I'm curious to what you think about what I said. And for the person who just joined in, because people have been popping in and out, you can go back to the playback or the replay. I'm curious what you think. And if there's another topic that you want me to talk about, um, like I said, I don't want to tear anybody down, but we got to call a thing a thing. All right. Leave your comment, leave your bow thought. I got to get out of here and do hallelujah online.